You are here because the outside world rejects you.
I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice.
Come on, let's get nuts. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga!
I made up money.
Come on, Peter Tingle.
Here we go.
What's up? What's up? What up?
Cameo.
What up, my brother?
We are the Nerds to Men. I'm Brad Reed, and I've already addressed the Cameo, so
Yep.
no need
The
to
one and only.
no need to address him twice.
Well, that's so nice. You have to name me twice.
Yeah, then your name would be Cameo.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
yeah.
how's your what is it? Your Cameo fans?
Oh, it's going good.
Your only cameos. Do you do
going pretty good.
cameos or do you do shower scenes or both?
All of the above.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's how much a month that people can pay to be on your only cams?
Right now we're doing $5.
$5 a month?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. Special.
Pretty
going
good
on right now.
content, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. We have a patreon.com/dopepods.
That's a more awesome thing to be a part of than my only cameos.
Well, I kind of want to put your only cams on the Patreon, but then people would have to pay more than the $1 that it costs right now a month.
Right. You have to pay $6 because the rest of it goes to me. So
yeah. Plus, people would be like, they'd be like, "Hey, I want my money back because we took 2 weeks off."
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell everybody that you were out of town before you got back because that way I didn't want people to be like, "Ooh, I wonder where Cameo lives." Click, 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 and then your house got robbed. But
exactly, I appreciate that. Thank you.
But you were out of town, and then last week I hurt my foot, like sprained my foot, so we didn't do
all that
much.
twerking.
Yeah. We didn't do the shows, but so we got a couple of shows that we're going to catch up on for the people that want to know what we still thought about those shows. We'll get to those, and then we got a few new things to talk about too. And so like I say, patreon.com/dopepods. That's the place to get this podcast. Like, some people might be like, they come in on Facebook or YouTube and they might not have like the whole hour and a half or whatever it takes to listen to the pod, And so they might want to listen to the podcast later. Well, if you listen like on Apple or Spotify, those different places, all the places, Google, then you'll hear ads during the show. But if you go to patreon.com/dopepods for $1 a month, no ads.
No ads.
And we got some merch stuff coming. I think our good buddy Chris Stum, he's subscribed now to the Dope Pod, so we got to get him something. I think I got an idea for something for Chris.
Okay.
So, and of course we got some shirts and stuff coming up later, so that'll be a good thing that you'll get if you're a subscriber of the Dope Pods.
Yeah, so get ready because like I said before, my wife is working on a t-shirt design, and I think you're gonna really like it, Brad. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm excited. Is she working on it like I'm working on my comic book writing, like just a tiny bit at a time?
Yes.
Yeah, that's me too. It's busy. It's a busy life.
It is. She's a teacher and she's doing state testing right now.
Oh,
so yeah. So she's that's taken priority. She also had to write a couple of papers to keep her job. So
oh yeah, that's always fun.
Right. Yeah. So she's been pretty busy. So
I'll be like, listen, if you don't think that I'm valuable here without me having to write a paper about it and cite my sources and whatnot,
yeah,
then I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
She made me read her. It was her final paper. What was it? It was like 7 or 8 pages. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't want to read this. but the 8th page was more of the citations. But I was just like, I don't like reading unless it's a comic book.
So was it a paper about her job, or she had to write like a paper on something for her job?
She had to write a paper on something. It was basically
okay.
If she didn't, she had to go to UCO for some classes to, I guess, not really keep her. I mean, I don't know,
like
the teacher's license.
Yeah, recertify or all the different things. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So she had to do that.
Yeah.
And she had to finish that paper. So yeah, so that's what she's been doing, and then state testing and all that.
Nice.
So.
Well, congrats to her, because I know she that's not like a fun job that I could think. Like, I'm sure she loves it, but I would not want to do that. Because I don't think I didn't love school the first time.
Right. Well, I think like there's some teachers, or not some teachers, some parents that she's had to deal with.
Oh man.
And I was just like, ooh, I don't think I could do it. Like,
it's probably
I probably would have lost my job.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably like coaching, like the worst thing about coaching was always the parents. Now, I'll say this, a lot of the parents I made great friends with, but there were always those other parents that didn't think you knew anything about what you were doing and didn't understand that there's a whole element to it. Just like teaching, I'm sure there's a lot more than just the teaching aspect,
Yeah. Put my kid in. He or she's really good.
Yeah. She hadn't been to practice all week.
Right. But you've been practicing with her?
Yeah. I'm supposed to put that kid in. I don't even know what skills she has.
Exactly.
Although I got to tell you, when I coached the basketball, I love coaching because it was, for a while, it was girls and boys, and then they got older and it was just the boys. But the girls, man, they were easy to coach. They were the best. Because they were always like, they do what you tell them. And then like a few of them were actually like better than the boys,
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's kind of funny because, I didn't play sports. Well, I played sports when I was in elementary school. But, my mom wasn't really, she kind of knew where she stood in the whole scheme of thing. So it wasn't like, put my kid in, my kid's better than this kid or anything like that. She's just like, that's their job. They know what they're doing. So I'm just leave it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like being, what that reminds me of is, oh my goodness, Dance Moms.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that show?
No, but like I can just imagine that any of these activities where it's a lot of the parents that are wanting to push their children into something that they wanted to do themselves. And so they have a lot, of ideas about it. And listen, some of them, I didn't discourage the parents from, contributing in whatever way.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of other stuff that went on too. Cause
right.
That's what it is. But I'll give a quick one since you were talking about Dance Moms and stuff for my Pandempicks later. I'll throw one out right now because while I was laid up with my foot, I did watch a whole bunch of stuff. And have you seen, it's on Peacock, Girls 5 Eva?
No, I've been hearing a lot about it. I want to watch it, but I don't have Peacock.
It is hilarious. I thought it was really funny. And
we'll get your,
it's a TV show. I think there's like 8-9 episodes. They're about 25 minutes each.
Okay.
We'll get your not having a Peacock login taken care of, if you know what I mean.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Homie, hook up.
So we got other Pandempicks coming a little later, but right now let's go into our nerd update, Cameo. There's been a whole lot of stuff going on in the last couple weeks. A lot of rumors, a lot of different announcements. There was a teaser though that came out, and it kind of showed a little bit of the Eternals. And I'm not sure, did it show anything new that they had filmed for Black Panther 2 or just that, hey, that's coming?
No, it was coming. I think it's in 2023 now.
All the way then now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I remember correctly, somebody can correct me later, but I do believe that was, and it's going to be coming out in 2023.
So we got a little bit of a look at the Eternals, but still, I have no idea. I mean, a lot of it was just shots of older movies that they've already filmed.
Right. And then there was like some new footage of Black Widow's movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. I heard there was a lot of people upset about that little vignette or whatever you want to call it, of all a montage. There we go.
Yeah, montage.
Of all the movies that happened in the past, and Stan Lee's talking over it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were upset that they didn't show any footage for Spider-Man's No Way Home.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, that I kind of understand that, but I'm also just I'm okay to wait a little bit longer. I don't really want to see something in May that a movie's not, or the movie's not coming out until the end of the year. Give me, I'd say September, release something.
No, or I think they got to be releasing something really soon. They have to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to see something on well, I don't know if it's the San Diego Comic-Con. I feel like there's going to be some type of snippet or something like that.
You think that's going on this year? Is it like, or is it online?
It might be
again?
virtual.
Yeah,
it might be virtual.
Yeah,
but because I know that some toy companies are already getting ready for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to show something during the summer.
Okay. And then, so, the Black Panther 2, that one, yeah. When does that one come out? Did it give an exact?
Yeah, it was some month in 2023, I believe. I honestly and truthfully, I am a bad person and didn't look that up, but, yeah, I know
it's still a little ways out. I mean, they haven't been, I don't even, do you think there's a script yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I would say they're probably ironing that out right now.
Right.
And a lot of people, like, we didn't want to speculate when Chadwick Boseman passed away, as to how they would replace him going further at that time, because, we really wanted to be about Chadwick Boseman and his life as a whole, not something that's going to take place after the fact and everything.
Right.
Now I do kind of wonder though, because
oops, I'm so sorry. It's actually coming out July 8th, 2022.
Oh, so not as far out. That's nice.
Yeah.
So they got to be they got to be close to either finishing the script and getting ready to film, unless they've been filming secretly.
Yeah.
I doubt that though, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I would think most of that stuff gets announced, so.
Right.
But like I say, so a lot of people have said that they felt like his sister, right, was going to take over the mantle.
I mean, yeah, that's what happens in the comics. So they could go that route. But I kind of feel also too that something is going to happen to where Black Panther will end up being recasted.
Oh, well, so like in what way?
In a way that, T'Challa is going to be here, but it's not going to be this universe's T'Challa.
Ah, okay. So
I don't know if you remember, did you watch Crisis on Infinite Earths, the CW crossover show?
I've seen some of it.
Okay, so Brandon Roth, who plays I was about to say Ant-Man, the Atom in the Arrowverse. Well, in that series, he played or in that crossover, he played Superman.
Right.
So he was Clark Kent in that universe, and he was the Atom in, the original Arrowverse. So I'm thinking that they might do something like that, to where I'm just going to say this because he's on the top of my head right now. Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan was actually Black Panther in another universe. There you go. And he might be, and Chadwick Boseman might have been what is it called? Killmonger in that same universe that Michael B. Jordan was Black Panther. So I that's what I'm thinking might happen. But obviously I'm just speculating.
I could see that. I could see that happening. Daniel, is it Kaluuya? What about him?
I mean, I think he could do it. Yeah.
Like, since he's already in that world, he could, maybe the torch gets passed to him.
Yeah, maybe. But he did get in trouble though.
Right. But that he was oh man, what was her name? Michonne.
Oh my goodness. Okoye.
He was her husband, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I could see it. I could see it possibly happening, because people were saying like that everybody assumes it's going to be his sister, but there's a lot more possibilities still, and like you're even going multiverse, which makes more sense too, because we are still getting all this multiverse stuff. The only thing that I don't get is, with all the multiverse stuff that they're going to do with DC, Marvel, like, okay, so this Batman that's Michael Keaton isn't Ben Affleck Batman, right? But in the comic books, it's a lot easier because they can just draw them the same. They're just from a different universe,
Right.
In the movie verse, I don't know if it makes as much sense, as it just opens up the doors for other casting and different stuff. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I get, if you were to say, okay, in this multiverse, Killmonger was actually the Black Panther, then okay, I get what you're saying there, right?
Yeah.
But if it's Bruce Wayne, but he doesn't look anything like the Bruce Wayne in this universe, you see what I'm saying? Then it starts getting complicated and convoluted, in my opinion.
Right.
Or like with the upcoming Spider-Man, if we're gonna get Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, either or, but then we still have Tom Holland, then you know what I'm saying? Then
yeah,
they're still Peter Parker. They're not like Parker Peter in a different world. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So that's where it starts to me in the movie kind of universe. Like, gets to be like, ooh, that's kind of like,
yeah.
You have to like stretch the imagination a little further, which is fine because it's all fantasy anyway. So it's whatever. But anyway, yeah. So that was just, I was wondering, especially with Daniel Kaluuya, his star has been rising. So I could see them maybe possibly looking in that direction. So
yeah. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what I just said isn't, groundbreaking or anything like that. I am the only person that has said that about, if Killmonger or Michael B. Jordan was Black Panther in this universe and Chadwick Boseman was actually Killmonger in that same universe. I haven't heard that anywhere. But I'm pretty sure other people might have thought the same thing too. But I was just thinking that, a few moments ago, I was like, maybe that could possibly work, because I know Michael B. Jordan, people are really wanting him to come back, because next to Chadwick Boseman, Killmonger was the if not the favorite character in that movie, he was the second favorite.
Oh yeah, he was great in that movie.
So yeah, I mean, they're talking about him possibly coming back. That's just a rumor, obviously. But I mean, you never know what's going to happen.
Another rumor I've been hearing is that Michael B. Jordan could be playing Superman. And I think that's been out there for a while, but I believe that they've said that Warner Brothers or whomever is looking for a black Superman.
That'd be cool.
What'd you think about that?
I would like to watch it. Michael B. Jordan, I think he's always been one of those sleeper actors for me, to where, you know, I like the stuff that he's been in. I haven't seen everything that he's been in, but the things that I have seen him in, I've really enjoyed. One of my Pandempicks is one of his movies. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I right now, Michael B. Jordan can't do any wrong right now. So yeah. I would love to see him as Superman.
I think it'd be cool. Plus, you know, there's been some debates going on Twitter because I can't remember what show there was, like, I think it was Krypton or Krypton. Yeah, Krypton, where they were going to have Superman's dad. I can't remember his name. I think it was his dad. Jor-El, or I can't remember.
Jor-El.
So maybe, yeah, Jor-El, or his grandpa, or somebody was
his
going
grandpa.
to be black. But I know in the comics his grandpa is black, right? Because on that planet, I guess they can assign themselves whatever DNA, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't necessarily matter what your parents are. You could look white, black, whatever. So
yeah,
they were like, you know, we could have a black Superman. We could have any, you know, it would make sense.
Yeah, and I kind of find it funny because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are like, no, you can't have a black Superman. Superman's not black, and blah 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 blah. Well, I mean, technically, Superman can be black. They don't have in Africa or Jamaica or any other continent like Earth has, you know. So it's just like aliens are aliens. You can't be you can't say, oh, they're Caucasian. No, they're Kryptonian. Like, I mean, there's you can't label them a specific race.
Right. Well, that kind of, I think, is a good segue into our next topic, which is, since we've been away for a while, we're going to kind of go over some of these finales, but maybe not spend as much time as we normally have on all of them. So the first one, me and Cameo will break down.
Not necessarily as a team. Nope. We're not that good. Definitely not. We're professionals. Definitely. And we're partners. Co-workers. But we're also a couple guys with a mutual friend. Friend's now gone. So we're a couple of guys. I can live with that. Perfect.
We're a couple of guys, Cameo.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Yeah. That's kind of like, because you and I, you know, some people are like, oh, they're the best of friends. No, we're rivals.
We are.
He's
just a couple of guys.
He's a superhero and I'm a super villain. Just like our guys though on the show, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, because we're gonna start calling it that now that it's over. That was how the show ended.
Yep.
And so, man, I'll just go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, whenever, you know, all the action was said and done, and he was talking to the senators, or basically the people in charge of the government. You know, I really like the fact that, because I never really thought of it at this way. I knew it was bad, but you know, the moment that somebody labels somebody as a thug, or I mean, these people were terrorists, but
yeah, but it's like perception, according to who, you know, according to who are they terrorists? Because the people that feel like maybe they're fighting on their behalf might not feel that way, but the people who do, you know, who are the victims of their brutality, you know, then
like who's really the thug at that point in time?
Right.
You know, like you're telling all these people after the blip happens, and then the blip rehappens again, where everybody comes back. You can't say, well, I mean, I guess going back to like his sister situation. Well, you've been gone for 5 years, so that wasn't my fault. I was technically dead. I was gone. So, I mean, you can't hold my credit against me, or me holding a job against me, and, you know, and not expect some repercussion. Even though she didn't do anything, but, you know, the flag smashers, they're coming in because they were labeled as thugs, refugees, and all of the above. So it's it was really good to have that perception explained whenever he was going off on the people in charge.
Yeah, and a lot of people kind of criticize that as like, that was just a lot of him, ranting or whatever, because people, there's a certain kind of feeling, I think, in movies and stuff that there should be less exposition and more of you showing us. You shouldn't tell us, you should show us, But I thought it was important for people to really understand, to hammer it home what they were exactly trying to say. They weren't trying to say, I want to tear down America to make it better. They're saying, I love this country. I want to make it better.
Right. And, he basically, all of what he was saying could have been easily summed into, ask yourselves why they are doing this.
Yeah.
Like, obviously they're doing it for a reason. Do you have, this person that's doing this stuff in the same room with you when you're making all these rules and regulations?
Yeah.
So if you were on that end, how would you feel?
Right.
Obviously, you would want to take matters into your own hands if you can't, if verbally telling you can't get stuff done.
Right. Well, see, and there's the thought of the veil of ignorance, which is when people are making these decisions about other people and resources, who gets what, that we would make it from a place where we're not taking into account anybody's situation. We're not taking account like our own individual situation. What we're taking account is what's best for everyone as a whole. You know what I'm saying? But that's not how it works, especially not in the real world now. Like, even in the show world and in the real world, greed is, basically what everything's run on. It's the fuel
right
that runs the machine that we're raging against. And Captain America was raging against. And just the whole journey, like obviously the show had a lot of action in it that made it so exciting, especially this finale, the season finale or series finale. Actually, I think it's going to get another episode, but there will be another movie. They did announce that.
Yeah.
Captain America 4, I guess.
Yeah.
And so, I love this. I loved it as a jumping off point for what's going to happen next. But like I say, that whole journey that Sam went down, and there was the announcement too that I believe there's going to be like a Native American Captain America. And it really thought, I like, me being part Native American, I was really thinking about that. Like, okay, so like, Sam's journey on, I don't know if I even want to be Captain America. Like, I don't know if I want to be the symbol, like what that means or what other people perceive it to mean, But then his idea was that he was going to give a new perception to people of what it means to be Captain America. And he was going to embrace that. And not that really that Steve Rogers didn't do a good job or whatever, but just that, this is a new time and it's a new day if you're a WWE fan. So, but again, looking back at the Native American thing, like, man, okay, now like I can relate to that a little bit better too, just because, man, like as much as like the Native Americans were, slaughtered and taken advantage of and, lots of things, like, man, could you imagine being the Native American Captain America? Like, what would other Native Americans think about that? All that kind of thing. So that's a pretty interesting concepts there.
Right. And, I think I don't know why Marvel is doing a Native Captain America, because I feel like one, it's too late to do that. In a way that should have been the original one.
That would have never happened.
Like, right. But that should have been the original one.
Yeah.
And then Captain Rogers, then Captain Isaiah Bradley,
right,
and then
Sam
Wilson, or whoever they wanted to be after that. It don't really matter.
But attitude.
But also, but I wanted to say real quick too, if you're going to do a Native American Captain America, don't do the normal red or white and blue stuff, because I did see the concept art for it, and it was the I don't know what kind of regalia it is, like what tribe it belonged to, but you kind of whitewash it when you do that to the Native American heritage. Like it should be, whatever, if he was Cherokee, if he was Seminole, if he was Sioux, whatever, let it be those colors that represent that tribe, not
right
the America. That's because when you do that kind of stuff, to me anyway, is like, oh well, since there's a black one, let's do a Native American one.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Hey, let's do an Asian one next, or let's do a Hispanic one next. Because I feel like it's just like, oh, we're going to make everybody a Captain America now.
Well, so if they were doing it like, okay, we're representing all of the, why we call it the melting pot here in America, that's one thing. If they're doing it as like, oh, this is a cash grab now, so that we can get every Native American or every Asian or everybody who feels like they don't have that kind of representation excited about buying these comics, either way, like I say, it's an interesting concept. I don't know, I don't know. And like I said, also currently, is Sam Wilson the Captain America currently? In the comics?
I haven't read the comics.
Okay.
When he became Captain America, but I'm going to assume that he still is.
Okay. I was just curious because, I again, like you, I haven't read those comics, but I love.
What do you mean by those comics?
Oh my God.
Not necessarily as a team. Nope. We're not that good. Definitely not. We're professionals.
Yeah.
And we're partners, co-workers. But we're also a couple guys with a mutual friend. Friend's now gone. So we're a couple guys. I can live with that.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to live with that, Brad.
Yeah. Well, let's switch to Bucky for a minute, because he had a pretty huge arc during these episodes, and and it was a lot of him trying to let go of all the horrible things he had to do, including killing Tony Stark's parents, as he was programmed to be the Winter Soldier. So a lot of people were saying, why are we still calling him the Winter Soldier? Because he obviously doesn't want to be the Winter Soldier. Why isn't it Captain America and is it the White Wolf or White Wolf?
Just White Wolf.
White Wolf. Now, that's the name that he got from the Wakandans, right?
Right.
And so does he go by that in the comics? Or is it just Bucky? You don't know. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't, because honestly and truthfully, the Winter Soldier or Bucky Barnes and Sam Wilson, until I saw them on the big screen, did not interest me at all.
That's when I was going to tell you, same deal. But now I kind of want to read that stuff.
Yeah, same here. I do remember because it was a big deal when whenever Falcon became Captain America, and I remember it when it happened. But Captain America has never really been one of my favorite characters.
Me either.
Neither was the Falcon. Was he cool? Yeah, I liked it, but I mean, he couldn't stand up against, you know, oh my goodness, Spider-Man to me. Spider-Man is like my all-time favorite Marvel character. I'll say one of them anyway, because I love a whole bunch of the X-Men too. But the Falcon and, you know, Winter Soldier and Captain America, they were just, oh, y'all tie into the people that I like. So, you know, I'll read about you in those comics, not in your own standalone comics.
Right. I like the idea of Sam Wilson as Captain America. Like, just like, first of all, with his suit is awesome. And yeah. I had said the last show that I thought it was going to be a combination Captain America and Falcon suit. Mm-hmm. And that's what we got. So I was pretty happy about that. But then, you know, like I remember one of my friends, Andrew, he was telling me like why he liked Batman more than Superman. And it was because like, I can't remember the whole quote right off the top of my head, but it was the quote about some people have choose to do great things or whatever, greatness, and some people have greatness thrust upon them or whatever, you know. And so his thought was like Superman was born to be a superhero. You know what I mean? Yeah. Captain America, he wasn't born that way, but he was made that way, like Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
But Batman chooses to be. Sam Wilson chooses to be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're taking this fight on more so than somebody who is like, well, I was destined to be this because, you know, I'm an alien from a different world or whatever. Mm-hmm. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, that's why I think you got a rich storyline here with Sam as Captain America. And in the comics, I hope it's as good. You know, I know people are probably hating on me right now, like, golly, like, read a comic, why don't you? And I do. It's just I'm not that into Marvel. Like, as far as the comics, I haven't ever got into them that much. Other than like maybe X-Men or some of that stuff, but. You know, I watch all the movies and all that, and I know what's up.
Yeah.
I try to stay hip to it. But I did see like the comparisons of Sam, Captain America in the comics and in the show, and the suit looks pretty close, pretty spot on.
Yeah. The only difference is basically the wings. I mean, the whole suit itself is pretty much tit for tat on that. But in the comics, I believe his wings are red.
Yeah. So I was reading about the U.S. agent. The people making this show said that their aim was that by the end of the show, you were going to like the U.S. agent. And I thought, no, I didn't like him. I thought there at the end, I saw what they were trying to do. You know, if you watch wrestling, they were trying to make him go from a heel to a baby face. Because he kind of helps out at the end, and then they get, you know, Captain America gives him a little bit of a nod, you know, like, okay, thanks for the help, you know, respect. But I'm like, no, that really happened so quick that I didn't end up liking him. Plus, he's still working with Allegra.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know,
I think U.S. agents is going to be the ones that you love to hate.
I think, you know, he might end up being more like a Punisher. But I still think he's going to end up factoring in as a bad guy.
Yeah.
Zemo, I like the end of this show where he hears the news that all the super soldiers are gone.
Flag Smashers.
Yeah, they're gone. But, you know, because I don't think he cared that much about the Flag Smashers as much as he wanted people not to be able to make themselves into these super soldiers or winter soldiers or, you know, he just wanted to dance.
All right.
Did you see
you can really dance.
Yeah. Did you see the Zemo cut of him, the full dance?
No, I haven't.
Cameo, you got to watch it. Anyway. But like it looked like at the end when he turned to like kind of lay down, like he had like a little half grin on his face, like, all right, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sure he won't be in prison forever, so I'm sure we'll see more of him. Which, by the way, did you see that movie with him and Thor where they're race car drivers?
No, I haven't.
Great movie. It's on.
I think it's on
Netflix.
HBO Max.
Oh, is it?
Or is it on it? It's on
one
something
of them.
I saw.
You should watch it. Yeah,
yeah,
it's available.
Okay.
You should watch it. Yeah, Daniel Bruhl and oh man, what's Thor's name?
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, Hemsworth. So yeah. Oh, let's talk about Sharon real quick. Chris Stum did have the right call on Sharon. She did end up being the pawnbroker. No, what's her name?
The power broker.
The power broker, yeah. So that's interesting, and still more of a story to come.
Yeah.
So I like
she is trash though.
Yeah. She's good trash though. She's hot. Overall though, like I say, I give this whole season. I won't pop them up on this show, but I give them 3 crying Kevin Smiths.
Agreed.
Agreed. I loved it. I think it's a great stepping stone for whatever's coming next.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited about it. And as much as I loved WandaVision, and I really did love WandaVision, and I'm excited about the stuff that's going to happen with her and, Doctor Strange and all that, and Sam Raimi, coming back to direct Doctor Strange. I think that this one was, from beginning to end, for me anyway, I thought it was just really a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
It's less of a mystery, and that's okay. Like they were 2 different shows.
Right. I was going to say that too. Like, you can kind of compare them, but you also can't in the same way, because, like you said, it is what? Oh my goodness! Well, I say Wakanda and Vision. Wanda and Vision, or WandaVision, is it was more of a story than any type of action. It was more of a let me tell you what happens. But Captain America and the Winter Soldier is let me show you what happens. Yeah. So it was a little bit different to me.
Yeah. It was the similar in that, it's these characters who are left with a hole in their heart, like something has been taken from them.
Right.
Due to the actions in Endgame and all that.
Yeah.
So good stuff. I liked it. You ready to go talk about Invincible?
Let's do it.
All right. So Invincible on Amazon Prime, from Robert Kirkman. We've talked about most of the I think we pretty much did we miss an episode there, or did we talk about all of them leading up to? I think we might have had the last 2. Yeah. So, again, this is a show that in one way it seems like it's kind of like a parody of the norms, the superhero comic book norms that we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it has a robust, like characters, like all these characters, bad guys, good guys, some of them you don't know, there's a lot of story here. It's not just some kind of ripoff or anything like that. It's its own.
It kind of is.
It is. It is. But it's not like, and it's not like, even though there might be like a humorous part or something, it's not meant to be funny necessarily either.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like more like we've said this, like The Boys, or maybe it's something like a Zack Snyder comic book movie. But like I said before, Robert Kirkman, he said that this is his most graphic or most gory comic book.
Really?
That he's done, yeah. And of course, that's compared to The Walking Dead, where you have zombies. So,
really? But I wonder if it's because this is with like live people, and he's not, doing it with already dead people. So,
well, I mean, but was his comic book pretty graphic or gory, or did you read any of the Walking Dead?
Yeah. And I feel, and after reading, this, I feel like The Walking Dead is a lot worse.
Right.
But I mean,
well, I gotta say, the show, we find out the things what we were asking was whether or not Omni-Man was a good guy or a bad guy. And we kind of come to find out that he's not a good guy.
and technically he's not really a bad guy either.
Yeah, but he's kind of like, it's almost like that Thanos thing of resources, true, yeah. Like, but their choice is, okay, instead of doing other things that could help people and, create more resources or whatever, being that these people are superhuman, their easiest response is just to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And
so
if
you're not going to fall in line, die.
Yeah. And his whole deal, we come to find out, is that he's like 1,000 years old or something. And so will his son be. And so like his regard to humans is more like puppies or dogs, which, I guess even for me though, like having a dog for 13 years, like, losing them is still like, oh, man,
right.
That's the worst. But Omni-Man still, so he's still, even though you could kind of understand, I guess, what he's saying, because it's more his service is to his home planet, not to the people of Earth. But like to hear how that sounds to his son and his wife, who, his son will grow older, but his wife is just somebody who's, he kind of could care less about, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's not a good guy, right? I mean, he can't be a good guy.
Right. No,
maybe he's a good alien. I don't
know. After reading the story, the whole series, you kind of understand why he did what he was doing.
Is there, not to interrupt you, but is there more past the series as far as the comic book goes?
What do you mean?
So are we like, I know that the comic book and the show, the show would have had to left out a bunch of stuff, but time wise, are we caught up now, or is there a lot more story that goes on after season 1 of this show so far?
There is tons of story.
Okay.
Tons of story.
Okay. And then there's also 2 more seasons that they've announced.
Yes, that they renewed. So this, I would say there's a lot of volumes. The volumes are in double digits. I want to say this was probably the first volume of the series.
Right.
So I'm not sure, because let me find it real quick. But I will say this is there's tons of more story. At the end of the series, there's stuff that's kind of repeated. I'm not going to, obviously get into it because I don't want to ruin, season 2 or season 3, because I'm not sure where they're going to go after this, or if they're going to do like a time skip where, what's his name? Omni-Man is gone for, 5 years or however long they want to do it. But I will say this scene that I have behind me right now is probably one of my favorite scenes throughout the series, of the show series, because it's like he's trying to reason with them, and people have a weird concept of time. Like if you live forever, would you get bored?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that's why Omni-Man is telling Invincible, these people that you have on Earth, like they're going to be gone in the next 40 years. The people that you love and know, I know that's probably a short period of time, but these are a world of superheroes and villains. Anything could happen. So I feel like your lifespan is kind of cut in half at that point.
Yeah.
But
you are invincible. So.
Right. So like I kind of see where Omni-Man is coming from. What is it? Basically what is a king to a god almost. We're gods among these people. So they're nothing to us. That you should feel nothing towards them, because you shouldn't be able to be attached to them, because they're just going to die. Us, we live for forever.
Right. Yeah. Interesting stuff. So, I like it. Like on the surface, there's it's really violent and gory.
That subway scene, man.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the worst scene.
Yeah.
Out of the whole series.
But the thing that plays through, that even comes through all that, is all the emotion in it too. And it's like, wow, for an animated show, like it gets you in the feels too. Like especially in this last, but like you said, like just the shock of seeing all this stuff happen. It's a great show. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Amazon's killing it with their super people show.
Yeah.
And again, like, we talked about it, like it's sort of a rip off, the Teen Team and
Teen Titans.
Yeah, just stuff like that. But man, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. So I will give that one 3 crying Kevin Smiths as well.
Same here.
All right.
But I will say though, a couple shows ago, I said the series, the comic series is one of my Pandempicks. So
yeah,
definitely read that. There's some things on there, like the subway scene didn't happen in the comics.
Right.
So, they're making, differences.
Right.
So, but I would definitely read it.
Check out both.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, Cameo. We got a couple more things to talk about before we get to Pandempicks.
Okay.
We are going to talk about the Bad Batch here in a second, but there was a big movie that came out while you were gone, and I want to talk about it real quick. Mortal Kombat. Yeah. So, I think I've asked you, are you a fan of the game?
I played it, but I'm not a huge fan.
But you played it enough to kind of keep along with the stories and like the inside jokes, or the, of course you got the get over here's or the
right.
Yeah. So, I really enjoyed this movie. This movie's got a lot of different reviews on it. Some people they didn't like. They thought the acting was horrible. I thought the acting was okay. It wasn't horrible to where I was like, this really sucks. But it wasn't like, I watched the movie a couple times. It wasn't like the acting really wasn't what you should be considering when thinking about this movie as a good movie or a bad movie.
This is not an Oscar movie.
No.
At all.
But that's what everybody wants now. They want everything to be the Snyder cut.
No, that's not what this movie is about. You cannot have meaningful dialogue in a player versus computer one-on-one video game based movie.
Right.
You cannot do that.
I agree. And
you can't.
So some of it kind of seemed a little cheesy or corny. Sure. It did. But what they tried to make up with it, was with a bunch of kick-ass fight scenes and stuff like that. And that there was a lot of.
A lot.
I thought at the maybe even at the beginning, some of it was like, oh man, that's like, like they overdid it in a way. Like it was like obviously kind of CGI'd or whatever, but
right.
I'm not complaining about it. I enjoyed it. I would have liked to have seen more of the guy, because I can't remember his name, but he was in Rogue One, I think. He was the guy who basically used the Force at the end, walked through the hail of bullets and stuff. He was Scorpion though. in this movie?
Oh, no, that's not the same guy.
It wasn't the same guy?
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
What movies was this guy in? I've seen him in movies.
He was in The Wolverine. He was in The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. He's been in several movies.
Yeah, he has. Okay, so that's why I thought it was still the same guy. Sorry. But anyway, like I said, he's so good that I wanted to see a lot more of him as Scorpion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was kind of upset that he wasn't in it as much as I thought he would be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, he was also in Avengers Infinity War, or no, Endgame. What's his name? Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, killed him.
Yeah,
in Japan. He was part of the Yakuza.
So yeah, like I say, very recognizable. 60 years old though. I didn't realize that he was.
Yeah, he's old, man.
Yeah.
But the guy that you were thinking about in Rogue One, his name is Donnie Yen.
That's right, Donnie Yen. Yeah, isn't he Ip Man?
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't. Okay, yeah, you're right. My bad. I was just got all excited.
But both are phenomenal actors.
Yeah,
though.
they are. And like I said, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of like his whole thing, because his was a little more. But the thing about his story, and that was the thing that a lot of people were criticizing, was that like they didn't feel like everybody had enough backstories. I feel like if you've played the game enough or seen the other movies, you get it. You know it. You don't need to.
Yeah. Like,
plus
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm sorry. These people are like, if you see the original Mortal Kombat movies, think of Scorpion's storyline. The new Mortal Kombat movie is a prequel to Scorpion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, I hate when people want more from a movie that is based on a basher video game.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
it's
yeah.
This is not what it's for. So why are we, complaining about, well, I want this, I want that for this movie? No, we're not doing that.
Well, one thing I noticed, and I don't know if Twitter's a microcosm for how it is everywhere else, or if it's just something that is just a kind of like a culture of Twitter, but it seems like now, like every tweet is, I'm going to say something really obnoxious about like the way that you like a movie or don't like a movie, and then finish it by like fight with the wall or whatever. It's like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's just like complaining about everything just to get the most likes or whatever. You see what I mean?
Right.
It's like, it's annoying, but
well, everybody's a critic now.
Yeah,
so
so are we, but
well, I mean, like, I'm going to give credit to where it's due.
Yeah.
But
I don't think we bash on things just to bash on things.
Right. We actually have a good reason if we like something or we don't like something.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the people that other people's opinions on this movie don't matter. But I mean, come on, let's be realistic when we are going up against or trying to criticize a movie.
Yeah, because if this was any other time, I think this movie probably might have even come out like in the summer, like if it wasn't the pandemic and all that. But look at like Independence Day with Will Smith.
I was just thinking about that. Just thinking, like, literally, no joke. I was thinking about Independence Day.
That's because I was reading your mind.
Right.
But no, because, that was like for a minute there, like every 4th of July, every summer blockbuster was a Will Smith movie. Wild Wild West, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Bad
or
Boy.
Some type of alien movie.
Yeah. And so, but like, you take that movie and it wasn't like the best acted. It didn't win any Oscars, I don't believe. But people loved it because it was an action flick. It was a popcorn movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is what this is. This is an action movie that I thought was even better than the original Mortal Kombat movies. And the thing about it is, yeah, it sounds like people want like Lord of the Rings on everything, like 4-hour movies in 10 different parts. But this movie is going to be basically a 6-hour movie. It's going to have this part, the lead up, then it's going to have the tournament, which is the next part. And then it's going to have another movie and so they've definitely got more planned. So if you're mad that you didn't get this or that now, then just wait a minute. I mean, it's probably going to be laid out in the next movie or whatever. I don't see it. I don't know. Bloodsport. Remember Bloodsport?
Yes.
Great movie. Acting was shitty.
Horrible. But did we go to see the movie for the acting?
No. We wanted to see somebody get his leg kicked out.
Right.
I want to see that bone break.
All right.
Was that Bloodsport or was that a different one? Like,
no, that was Bloodsport.
Yeah. So same with this movie.
They came out with like 2 or 3 more Bloodsport movies.
Yeah.
So, and it was like,
yeah,
nobody came to watch the movie for, who had the best line?
No,
who had the best scene? You know,
exactly. So that's the way I feel about this Mortal Kombat movie. You know, we were thinking about Independence Day. I'm probably compare it more to Bloodsport.
Yeah.
You know, go for the action. While they're talking, you know, eat your popcorn, take your togi toke or whatever, you know.
Right.
It's not important. I did love Jax's little arms.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh man, why they got him looking like a T-Rex? And then he grew the big arms. I was like, okay, nice. Now, while you were watching wrestling, did you remember The Miz, or was he in that era? He still wrestles, but a lot of people are saying that they want him for Johnny Cage because he he's a wrestler, so he's a fighter, but he's also he is in movies, like not good ones, I don't believe, you know, B or C movies, but I don't hate that idea, actually. I don't know who they have in mind, but I don't hate that idea.
Yeah, I mean, honestly and truthfully, if you don't get a wrestler for that character, because wrestlers always overact.
Yeah.
And that's what Johnny Cage is to me. Anyway.
Yeah, because like I always wonder how like a good actor acts like a bad actor, you know?
Right.
The Miz would probably be perfect.
Yeah.
Because he's not a good actor, I'm sure. Not to say he's a bad one. I'm just, whatever. But yeah, I thought it was good. I'm excited about the next version. And then like some of the people who died though, like you're thinking about those, but who was it that was like, he's like, death is just a portal. So
yeah,
you might see some
Shang
more.
Tsung.
Yeah, you might see some more people that we thought were dead come back. There's a lot of possibilities. So again, I just thought it was a good, fun movie, and that's what I'm going to leave it as. I'm not even going to give it any Kevin Smith. I'm just going to say it's a fun movie. You should watch it if you haven't already.
I mean, it's nostalgic too. If you love the video game, then or even if you like quit the video game. I stopped playing. I think I played it one last time on PlayStation 2, and I've never played it again. But it's if you love the game on the Sega Genesis, then you'll be good.
Yeah,
you'll be good. You'll like it.
Yeah, watch this.
And
movie.
if you don't like it, I mean, that's on you. But if that's another thing too that I don't like about when people are bashing a movie, especially if you enjoyed something and you try to push your opinions off on somebody else, like the Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies. They were not good, but I enjoyed them because I love the Ninja Turtles. And if you love, like with Mortal Kombat, if you love, or even if you like the video game, you don't even have to say that you loved it. Yeah, you're going to enjoy the movie because again, some of the nostalgic things that you heard or seen in the video game, they do in the movie. So it's like, Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. That brings back my childhood memory. I remember doing "Get Over Here" or
I mean, it was
Finish
exciting. It was an
Him, or-
exciting movie. And
yeah.
that's all it needs to be, in my opinion. I mean,
Right.
could they have made it better? Sure. I guess they could have, really made it some kind of cinematic masterpiece. It just isn't needed. It wasn't needed
Yeah.
for this movie. I don't think.
No.
No, maybe there's some things that I could have say they maybe could have been a little better or whatnot, but I liked it for what it was. And I think that's what you got to do with that movie.
Yep.
All right, so we've talked about some things from the past. Now let's talk about some more current things. Star Wars, The Bad Batch. I wanted to maybe what if you were Australian? How would you say that?
Yeah, I'll butcher it.
The Bad Batch? The Bad Batch?
No. They wouldn't say it like Snoop Dogg.
The Bad Batch. I just wanted to say it like that, see if I could get away with it. But the Bad Batch did debut. I have to apologize. I did watch the 70-minute debut that came out on Tuesday, May the 4th. But
With you.
Friday they did go ahead and put out their, because I guess it's going to be every Friday from here on.
Mm-hmm.
So they did put out another episode. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
But we will talk about a few things real quick. We won't spoil this one. I enjoyed it. I was not sometimes the Clone Wars was tedious to me because it would jump around on storylines that I really liked, and then it would do things that I was like, yeah, that's okay, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bad Batch, they were kind of one of those things that I never got that much into. They were cool, they have their little individual superpowers and everything. And where they were in the Clone Wars and then they were in Rebels, right?
I just remember them in the Clone Wars. I haven't watched all the Rebels.
Oh, okay. Maybe they weren't in Rebels, but I feel like I have seen them in Rebels. So either way, but I do think that I have seen them in Rebels for that matter. But yeah, I really like this show because you had mentioned you weren't so psyched for it when you heard about the Bad Batch, right?
Right. Yeah. And the reason why is because I was thinking it was going to be a continuation of the Clone Wars, meaning they're going to go on their missions during their Clone Wars, and we're going to see some other Jedi that we hadn't seen before, and blah, 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 blah. I was thinking this was the season finale was going to be Order 66.
Yeah.
But I was completely wrong because in the first 5 minutes of the show, Order 66 happened.
Yeah, which was exciting.
Yes, I was like, okay, cool. And I was kind of right too. There were some more Jedis that we hadn't seen before. At least for me. I mean, somebody who reads the comics and all that other stuff might have known these Jedis that were in the show. Yeah, I really liked how it picked up from Order 66, and then we're seeing what's happening from the Bad Batch's perspective.
So here's the thing that I feel like with these digitally animated shows, I like them, but there's always so much going on. I feel like with The Mandalorian, it's more, to me, that's more like the movies from the back in the day. So that's why I love that. And I feel like you connect more with it when it's the humans rather than digitally animated. What do you think about that?
Man, I honestly and truthfully, I love animation.
Yeah.
A lot. Just because there's certain things that you can't do with live action. And I think live action has its place. Like what you were saying with The Mandalorian, it takes you back to the original movies. And that's what I like about, I've never seen an animated Star Wars show up until the Clone Wars. It never interested me at all. then when I started watching, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then, and I'm kind of, the same with, seeing X-Men and Spider-Man on animated. And then I'm like, oh, cool. I kind of like it. I like the live action better than I do in the animation, just because I grew up. I'm more of a fan of like Marvel. So Star Wars is cool and all, but it I like the live action better on I love the animation on Star Wars than I do the live action on Star Wars. But I mean, they both have their place, and I haven't really became a big Star Wars fan until the Mandalorian. Like, I love Star Wars. Like, I haven't had a Star Wars action figure at all, and I got the Bad Batch figures right in front of me. So it's like
very nice, very nice. So the animation though is phenomenal, like amazing, beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they kind of kept it the same and not like a 2D version of it, because there are those 2D shows that they have on Disney Plus that continue the story of Star Wars. But I love how the art hasn't changed with the Bad Batch.
Yeah, it's cool. Now, so there are some criticisms of the art, and we'll go into this. Have you read any of this yet?
No, I haven't.
So there's been some accusations of whitewashing.
Okay.
Because the Bad Batch, they're supposed to be based on not Jango Fett, right?
Jango, yeah.
And they're a little whiter in the Bad Batch than they were in previous versions. And so people were talking about that. Now, I believe that Disney said something about like different lighting techniques and different stuff like that. But have you seen any of that? Like, did you notice any of that while you were watching it?
No, not at all.
So I was kind of like, they did look a little different to me. I didn't go to that immediately, like thinking, okay, well, that's what's going on here. But then the other thing though that did kind of confuse me was the little Jedi. I believe, I can't remember if his name is Kanan, but he was in Rebels as an adult Jedi.
Oh, okay.
And he was a little darker too.
Wait. Was he the main Jedi that was teaching
the younger guy?
The little
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, look up a picture of him real quick, and then because the kid that is in the show is like, very white.
Not Barry White, but very white.
Very white. So people have been kind of mad about that. I don't know. You probably can't see. That's a picture of Kanan, and I'll put it like on the edited version.
Oh, okay.
And then when he's young, like I don't know, like he's pretty. But also the weird thing was like the young version of him. It was like very much of an adult voice coming out of that kid that I thought was weird. So have you looked up both yet, Cameo?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
He does look pretty white.
Now, not that I don't know what ethnicity or whatever that Kanan was really supposed to be, though. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, because Kanan is voiced by was it Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Oh yeah, I think so.
So I mean,
who is? I don't know what the proper word now is. It Latinx?
I don't know. You got me.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really, talk on Kanan. But I do know. I don't know. I'm not even gonna say it. I'll just leave it as it is. I don't know. But I got to look at the Bad Batch. Where did they first appear? Was it the Clone Wars?
Yeah, I believe so. And see, the thing that I believe that there are some explanations for why the I don't know, the tint of certain Bad Batch characters, of the Bad Batch are the way they are because of, whatever happened to them that made them the Bad Batch. But, with Kanan, that doesn't really explain why he looks so Irish.
Well, I mean, maybe when Order 66 happened, he went into, basically survival mode, and maybe he got a little bit darker. I mean, I don't know. He was probably out in the wilderness for a while and, got darker. I don't know, man.
Yeah, who knows? But people that's the only fuss I've really heard made of the show so far.
And, if they're complaining about the Bad Batch being lighter, I mean, I don't know. I don't really remember. I thought everything looked the same, but yeah, so I don't know.
Well, look it up, while between now and next week, and if you see anything, if you notice anything, let me know what you think.
Okay, I'm gonna go watch Clone Wars. I'm sorry, excuse me. From where they came in.
Yeah,
and
or
then,
YouTube.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then rewatch it on Disney Plus and see the difference.
Or watch our show, on YouTube or Facebook when it goes up, because I'm gonna put. I'll throw in the pictures.
Okay.
All right. So let's get to some Pandempicks.
Let's do it.
Like I said, I had been laid up. Man, I got to tell you, I don't know why. It's like every week a new calamity. Like I get one thing taken care of, I feel better. Then the next week something else happens, and the next week right.
Anyway. That's life, man. Dude, I hurt my back. Was it Tuesday? Or
yeah.
No, it started. I felt it Tuesday. Yeah. Monday last week. I don't know what happened. Honestly and truthfully, I think it was the way that I was sitting while I was working. And because I didn't get up for 3 hours, dude. And I was in this one position and hurt myself. And yeah, I'm still kind of hurting. But yeah.
We're old.
Right.
Old AF. That'll be the next podcast we do, is just old AF.
Just talk about all of our infirmities and issues that we got going on.
So I'm going to go with some Pandempicks. First Pandempick I'm going to give out, though, hasn't happened yet. It's coming soon.
Ooh.
It's the horror podcast that me and Nugget are putting together.
Nice.
We've been talking about it, and we do podcasts on the Nerdz II Men from time to time, but we were thinking about making it an actual podcast.
Word.
Because coming up, I think next week, Army of the Dead is on Netflix, and Saw comes out in the theater. The new.
Oh, is that the Dave Bautista movie? Or not the Saw, but the Dave
Army of the Dead? Yeah, Zack Snyder. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the new Saw movie, Chris Rock is in it. So I want to see those and talk about them. I just didn't know if you were going to. So yeah.
If I do, I mean, you guys have y'all's thing, we have ours, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
If I watch it, I'll let you know.
All right. Cool. So that's coming soon. But you'll be able to find it on all the Nerdz II Men stuff. So
but real quick, since
since
you brought up Dave Bautista, did you hear that he is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be his last time playing Drax?
I did hear that. I think he said, so some people were saying that if you look at the colors of the Guardians of the Galaxy, it has tipped off who has died in every movie. And this movie kind of looks more like Drax colored. So Dave Bautista said no, he's not going to die. It's just that he won't be playing Drax anymore. And my thing is, how we've talked about certain people being iconic to the role? His role, like Drax isn't as huge as Black Panther or Iron Man or Wolverine for sure. But I don't really know that I want to see anybody else play Drax. I love Dave Bautista.
Yeah. He murdered that part for sure.
I know though, from reading some stuff, he's trying to get into some more like acting, I think. Not just the typical Yeah. I know. I'm kind of worried about that myself. So
I'm not saying that he can't do it. It's just like it was kind of like when Jim Carrey started to do serious stuff.
Oh no, but Jim Carrey's really good at it.
Well, growing up, watching him as The Mask and Fire Marshal Bill and all those characters he played on Saturday Night Live in Living Color, try to see him like I want to say the first like serious movie that I saw him in was The Truman Show. Yeah. I rewatched it. I want to say like about a month or two ago, and I enjoyed it.
Right.
When I was younger, I didn't like it. The same thing with The Cable Guy. I
love The Cable Guy.
I was younger when it came out.
The first time I saw it, I hated it.
See, and I only saw it one time, so I need to watch it again just to see if I can.
But then, like
enjoy it.
I did not that long after seeing it the first time, watched it a few more times, and then every time I've watched it, like it's been like, oh, I love this movie. I love this movie so much. Like there's something new I find every time I watch it that cracks me up. So yeah. But I feel like, and we've gone way off topic here, but I feel like comedians, because really, if you think about good comedy, kind of comes from like a really kind of like painful place.
Right.
So that's why they're able to do drama, better. But like Dave Bautista, I mean, I'm not saying he can't either, but he was a wrestler. So anyway, but he's done great as Drax. I loved him as Drax.
And I'm sorry, like I cannot take a buff actor playing somebody serious.
Yeah.
Like if it's not an action role, and I guess maybe that's just the I'm typecasting these people.
What do you mean by these people?
These buff people.
Why are you downgrading buff people like me, Cameo?
But yeah, like I mean, I wish him the best, but like you said, he is Drax. Drax is Dave Bautista.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. Okay, so a couple of my picks real quick. Nobody. Bob Odenkirk. Are you familiar with Bob Odenkirk?
Yeah, Better Call Saul.
Yeah. Have you seen this movie Nobody yet?
No, but it looks so good.
It is so good. It sort of reminded me of John Wick in a way, but different, way different. But Bob Odenkirk.
Nobody killed his dog?
No. Like he's not like it's not like the same thing at all, but you'll see what I mean. The action in it is it's really good. And the story's pretty good too. Bob Odenkirk, he was in Mr. Show as a comedian, but he can do serious stuff too. And this is a serious movie. So I really loved it. I think when I watched it a couple weeks ago, it was $19 to rent, which I think sucks. Like, I don't necessarily mind it, but other than, because, if you were going to go to the movie theater, right, you would probably spend that much or more or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're going to pay that to rent it at the house, I think you should just own it at that point.
Right.
So,
no, I agree.
But it might not be $19 now, but either way, I recommend it. I recommend watching it. It's really good. And then I've been watching this on Hulu. It's also on Freeform. Have you seen Cruel Summer yet?
No.
Oh man, it's like, so it's got themes that would be very adult, but it's not. I don't think it's probably PG-13 rated. It's it's not. But I believe Jessica Biel is the producer on this.
Oh, okay.
and it's about a tragedy that basically happens one summer involving one girl, and like some of the things that she accuses other people of doing that may or may not have happened. And it's really, I've found it to be a very intriguing mystery type show, and the way it's filmed, I've enjoyed it. And yeah, I really like it. It's called Cruel Summer. You can find it on Hulu right now. And then again, Peacock, the Peacock Network, you got to watch it. Tina Fey is one of the producers on that show, Girls Five Eva, because it's like a girl group from the early 2000s who are trying to make a comeback now. And it's really funny. And like their whole song, their songs are stupid. Like one of them, the Girls Five Eva, is because, you know, forever is not long enough. Yeah. Yeah. So it's really funny. Really funny. I highly recommend it. So Cameo, give me your Pandempicks.
This movie came out at the end of April on Amazon Prime. It is Tom Clancy's Without Remorse. I know in text message I said Without Mercy, but it's Without Remorse.
Oh.
It's Michael B. Jordan's in it. Jamie Bell, Jodie Turner. I can't remember her name, her last name. But her first name is Jodie. She was the main. Sorry, she was the main girl in Queen and Slim.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
No.
I watched that if you can. Pretty good movie. But yeah, Michael B. Jordan basically is like a SEAL Team 6 type person. He's kind of like Wolverine. He's good at what he does, and what he does isn't very nice.
Yeah.
But he's like one of the top guys in his team. Somebody's out to kill his team, and he tries to find out who it is. Guy Pearce is in it as well. But yeah, I definitely check that out on Amazon Prime. I really enjoyed it. Also, another Pandempick is I was watching a little bit of this before we did our show with the family. It's the Mitchells versus the Machines.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute. It's kind of funny. Maya Rudolph, Danny McBride,
Yeah.
are in it.
Yeah.
That's on Netflix, so check that out. Another one on Netflix is Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah, I just watched episode 1 before our show started.
It kind of reminds me of this. Reminds me of did you ever watch Power on PlayStation TV?
No, I don't think so.
I can't remember who's all in it, but Power was is basically another superhero show. Only had 2 seasons. It was strictly on the PlayStation Network, but it kind of reminds me of that and a little bit of The Boys.
It reminds me a lot of, well, maybe a little bit of The Boys, but sprinkle in Invincible.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know, you got a family of superheroes here, but if you're watching Invincible, it's not quite the same as it's not the same dynamic. But it's very good. I liked it. I liked the way it was filmed. It looks more like a movie. You know what I mean? Josh, is it Josh Duhamel, I believe is how you say his name?
Yeah.
He's very good. I think it's intriguing because you're getting to see him as, man, what's his name on this show?
Oh,
Utopia.
Yeah.
You get to see him there, but then you get to see him as a younger guy, and like I think maybe pre-Powers even, and so you're wondering how this all lines up. Pretty good show. We are getting like a metric ton of doom and gloom superhero shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm wondering, like, is this like basically the reaction to maybe the more family-friendly CW type shows and stuff like that?
Possibly. I can see that, yeah.
But, you know, it's good to have both, I feel like, because I like these grown-up adult a little more gory or whatever type shows, but I also like to be able to watch it with my nephews.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
this
that.
is not one of them.
No. No, but it's a good one. I really liked it. I was kind of not wanting to like it because there's just so many. But I enjoyed it.
I don't think I'm on episode 4 or 5 right now, and what I've seen so far, I've liked. I will say also too that as of right now, I will not put it on par with The Boys. From what I've seen,
no. So far, go ahead.
Because I really enjoyed The Boys. Like the first 2 episodes, I was actually the first 3 because that's how they released them at first.
Yeah,
I was like, oh man, this is it right here. This is the show. And then with Jupiter's Legacy, it's all the episodes are out, and like I said, The Boys caught me off guard on how much I liked it within. I know I said the first 3 episodes. I would say like the first 30 minutes. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
when A Train came around the corner.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm sold. But it's I would say definitely check it out.
Actually, I think I did watch 2 episodes of Jupiter's Legacy, and I
But
agree with you. I don't love it. Like, it doesn't have that X factor that The Boys has, but it's good. It's really good.
Yeah,
might not be as good as Luke Cage, but maybe better than the first season of Iron Fist.
Agreed.
All right.
Agreed.
All right. Oh, I got to throw one more out there. Pandempick. Because I know you watched Saturday Night Live last night. Elon Musk was on, which I had no idea why they had him on. But he actually, I didn't watch all of it. I watched clips on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
And he did all right.
His monologue wasn't that bad.
No, it's one of those things where I feel like that's where you get to see whether Saturday Night Live is really funny or not. It's like that's one of those shows where the writing has to carry that show as opposed to the guest. So, but it wasn't bad. But A.D. Bryant, who's on that show, do you ever watch her show on Hulu called Shrill?
No, I've been wanting to watch it though.
Dude, it's good. There's episode 3 just came out. Or no, season 3. Season 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, season 3. So I just watched episode 1 of season 3 last night. And gotta shout that one out because I enjoy that one too.
Okay.
A.D. Bryant, hilarious.
She is funny. I like her a lot.
She's great. I love her. So I don't know. I think that's about it, Cameo.
Sounds good to me.
Did you have any other things you wanted to throw out there? Any plugs?
No, that's it.
Any upcoming podcasts that you're doing without me? Because if you're about to say that, I'm just going to turn your mic off right now.
No, I'm good.
All right, Cameo. Well, I think that brings us...
It's funny how you can cheat on me, but I can't cheat on you. I see how that is.
This will all be under the Nerdz II Men brand. I'm bringing it all together, Cameo.
I'm just teasing you.
All right. Well, that's a wrap for me, Cameo.
All right. Remember to keep it nerdy.
Smile and put on a happy face.
Wakanda forever!
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
That was awesome!
Freeze all motor functions.